Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from the Challenge Championship and from the Collins Cup. We're brought to you by Master Spas, Hyperice, Form Smart Swim Goggles, UCAN, HOKA, One, Clash USA, and our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, a member of the international team, Ellie Salthouse, joins us. Ellie, how are you?
I'm well, thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me.
So you anxious to take this thing home? You're going to put this in the overhead?
Look how pretty it is. Who wouldn't want that? Yeah, I'm going to take it on as carry-on. Do you think they'll let me?
I think that's not a problem in the world.
Perfect.
So we just chatted not that long ago, and to be part of this team and be chosen as a captain's pick, how fun was that?
Yeah, really exciting. I feel very honored to have the captain's pick spot. It's going to be an amazing team. I think we have a good, well-rounded team of long course and half distance specialists. So I think, yeah, we're definitely going to be in the running on Saturday.
Is it hard when these are people you compete with all the time, and now it's like, hey, we're teammates?
I think it's really nice, actually. It gives us an opportunity to bond a little better. You know, you always got to keep your competitors a little bit of arm's distance because, I mean, on the race course, you've got to race against them. But here in this environment, we can be friends with them and we don't have to race them. So it's really nice.
The part I thought that they would have all the number ones racing the number ones, number twos, but the fact that the captains are choosing for each race, that's going to make this really interesting.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of tactics involved in the racing on Saturday. So it's not just going to be, you know, the best against each other, then the second best. I think it's going to be, you know, based on a lot of play into people's skills and based around like who's in each different heat. So it's going to come into play a lot of skill and a lot of tactics. And yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Are there a number of women here who have not raced before?
I think I've raced pretty well all of them. Yeah. Okay. It's been a while though. I mean, obviously with last year being what it was, I think, you know, people have probably stepped up in the last couple of years. So I haven't raced a few girls in probably 2 years. So, and then of course there's a couple of ITU athletes that I actually haven't raced before.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's really, yeah.
Actually, when I was looking at the U.S. team with bringing Katie Zafaris and Taylor Knibb, that changes everything. You bring a couple of athletes who've never, well, Taylor's done a 70.3, but Katie's never done anything this long before.
Yeah.
Raw speed.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, is going to make the swim very quick.
So, Ellie, when you look back at your career, which is amazing because you're so young, but you've been doing this since you got into it when you were 11 years old, back of a cereal box, deciding that you wanted to get into the silly sport.
Yep.
What's kept you in it so long?
I just love it. I think that's the big thing. I'm really passionate about it. I love it. I love the training. I love the day-to-day routine. And, of course, I love racing. So I think that's, you know, with any job, you've got to love what you do to be successful at it. And I think that's the key to my success so far and my longevity in the sport.
And there was a point, though, where you were ready to move on, go get a real job, and you had burned out on the sport. What turned it around for you?
Yeah, at that point, I thought I was racing for everybody else and not myself anymore. And I did lose the love of it for a while there. But I think what turned it all around was that I felt like I had unfinished business. I just had to step away from the sport, refresh myself a little bit. That's when I was able to join Series squad of athletes, and I felt like I had a clean slate and a new chapter just to, you know, start again and reignite that flame.
With the PTO coming into the sport, what has that brought to the pros?
I mean, it's brought incredible exposure to us. It's brought more racing. It's brought financial opportunities. I think it's been great for the sport to have this community of athletes that have come together to create these incredible races and these, not just races, but experiences. And like the Collins Cup here, we're all in this incredible venue and we're racing as a team, and it's unlike anything else we've seen before.
When you look back at your career of racing, is there one race that sticks out as maybe this was the best race I ever had?
That's hard. There's been so many races, but I think Boulder 2018 was probably one of my best races ever. I went in with just no expectation and came out with a win and an incredible performance. So it was a long time ago now, so I'm looking to build on that and hopefully come away with another best race.
How tough was the whole COVID period where you really couldn't travel, you really couldn't race, just trying to stay in the sport and just stay motivated? How difficult was that for you?
Yeah, it was really difficult, particularly without being able to race, because I guess that as professionals, that's what keeps us motivated.
Right.
But I think we just had to find other ways to enjoy our training and to find motivation in other things. So for me, it was just about, enjoying the day to day, training for the love of it, stepping back and doing things I wouldn't normally have the opportunity to do if I was in a full training block. So
Hmm.
I guess that's what made me, continue the motivation and the love for the sport, was just being able to do things purely for the enjoyment.
So when I look at all the different events that you've done, one of the events that's always intrigued me is Hell of the West.
Yep.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that, because I think for a lot of our audience, they don't know anything about that event. But every time I've spoken to an Aussie athlete, they
Yeah.
love that race.
Yeah, well, it's in the outback of Australia in a place called Gundawindi, and it's known as Australia's toughest triathlon because usually it's over 45 degrees Celsius, super hot, super windy, and it's just this flat out and back course that's just brutal. You're in the bars the whole way with this relentless headwind, and just it's hot, it's humid, and it's hellish. That's why it's called Hell of the West. Hence the name. But yeah, you also swim in this kind of river, and there's debris and sticks and whatnot happening around. So yeah, it's an experience unlike anything else, but really incredible race, and it really showcases a beautiful part of Australia.
And you've raced here before.
Yes, 3 times.
3 times. And does this suit you in terms of your skill set?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a flat, fast course. It's always windy here as well, and typically it can get pretty hot. So those are all favorable conditions for me. So yeah, I'm excited.
You like it. What with obviously you're not doing the fulls at this point.
Yep.
Is that something you want to do down the line? Or what's great is people can make a living as an Olympic distance athlete. People can make a living as a 70.3, or they can go on to the 140.6. You have been so successful at 70.3. Are you staying
Thank
there for a while?
Yeah, I'm going to stay here for a while. I think while I have the speed and the love for the 70.3 distance, I want to stay where I am. Maybe in the future, I'll look at going full, but at the moment, I think I'm happy where I am.
And will you come over St. George for 70.3 Worlds?
Definitely. Yeah, I'll head back from here, back to Boulder for a couple weeks, where my training base is, and then I'll drive to Utah about a week out from the race.
I love that.
Yeah,
So, and the
but
rest of the season, what will be the rest of your season?
Well, after Utah, I'm going to try and go back to Australia if I'm able to, which is proving a little difficult at the moment. We've got the hotel quarantine and the lack of flights, etc. So that's the plan, to get back there, do the hotel quarantine for 2 weeks, hopefully make it over for Clash Daytona in December, and then
Yes.
I'll call that a season and take a little break and enjoy some pudding at Christmas.
And if you guys win this, how cool would that be to win the inaugural Collins Cup?
Oh, that'd be amazing. I think not only personally, but for Team International, to have the inaugural Collins Cup etched with your name would be, amazing. It's only the first of its kind for 1 year. So to win it would be really cool.
You're such a great heritage of Australian female triathletes. Were there some that were special to you, athletes who were your sort of role models?
Yeah, Loretta Harrow was my hero growing up. She won a silver medal at the 2004 Olympic Games, and that's actually how I found Siri Lindley, my current coach. They're best friends. So, yeah, I was really lucky to have Loretta as an incredible mentor, and obviously knowing her was able to get me in touch with Siri, and
the rest is history.
Exactly.
I love it. Hey, Ellie, have a great race on Saturday. And again, for our viewers, the women will take off at TV coverage on collinscup.com starts at 6:30 Eastern time. And then 7 a.m., the women go off, and the teams go off at 10 minutes apart.
Yes.
Right? And then the men go off at 9. So it's going to be a full day of great racing. Ellie, thanks so much for taking time.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Thanks for having me.
Ellie Salthouse has been our guest, everybody. Again, Breakfast with Bob from a beautiful Samorin. Hold on, everybody. We will be right back.